I'm not happy, Bob.
Need like a glass shattering sound, don't I? That's the best I have. It's like a crate.
I'm not happy, Bob. I'm not happy, Bob. I'm not happy, Bob.
Shut up!
I'm not happy, Bob.
Shut up!
I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy, Bob. Wait, wrong button.
I'm not happy, Bob.
It's getting further away.
Happy, Bob. I'm not 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 happy, Bob. Happy, Bob.
He's on the other side. He's a ghost. Alright. Today, I have another seed to work on. I have another seed I have to do in between, if you know what I mean. You're speedrunning the in-between animation. Well, I'm going as fast as I can, but every time I make one, I learn more shortcuts, and it's just gonna be like that for the rest of this project, or maybe just, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how much I'm going to work on it in total. Right, so this dude, this is Marvin, the cat. He's like a Secret Service agent, and I'm him. I get to voice him. So where am I? Speaking of me. Hi. The guy. So this is Marvin, and I don't know exactly what his voice is yet, but he sounds kind of like this. Like he's got weed in his mouth or something. You know, like he's got weed in his lungs and there's just like little clouds of smoke come out of his mouth every time he says a vowel. Like, yeah, man, this is the good shit. Like, that's the kind of voice I think he's got. You're not allowed to talk about this. Not like, not like Millhouse, but like, I don't know. There's like, I feel like I might need to find an example of people using this voice for real. But I feel like that's a real person has that voice. And I feel like it may have been like a common voice previously, like 20 years ago. Like, wouldn't you hear like people on the TV sounding like that? Like some lawyer from Long Island, I'm gonna fight for you. Like every decade we have a different idea of what sounds like a good voice to have. But like, you know, I want to do a good performance, but I also don't want to be recognized immediately because I feel like people will be like, people will notice and it'll take them out of it. It's like when Peter Griffin is like thinking as hard as he can, trying to remember, where have I seen that guy? I got it. Tom Hanks, the guy from Big. Like, so annoying. It's annoying, I think. And you know, I don't want to be like, it's me, Joe. I am Joe. But I also do want to maybe do a little of that, like, just so it's a good performance. Like, I saw that. Nothing gets past me. But anyway, I have one job. Actually, I have 2 jobs. I have 3 jobs even. I'm not sure if I can complete all 3 of them today, but we'll try. Love your work. Thanks. Some YouTubers have 2 jobs or 4 jobs. Well, yeah, I mean, my YouTube stuff pays for my rent, but not my like bills. Like I can like whatever extra is just like, that's what I need for like food and bills. Like, I basically just get my rent. And before it wasn't even that. So I'm doing better than I was like earlier this year. But luckily I don't need to like do stupid algorithm shit because I can just work on a Fox in Space, which is something I care about. What's the plot? The plot is Wolf stole a spaceship and now Bill is in trouble because he let him in. But this attracted the attention of the Secret Service, who decided that this would be a scandal if anyone found out. So my character pushes a button to tell them not to authorize any punishment or like penalization or even make any record of it. He's like, don't sign that. It's like he's about to sign something. It's like, no, yeah, don't sign that. Don't sign anything. And like the sergeant guy that I was animating last time is like, I beg your pardon. And then my character is just like, yeah, don't sign anything. I forget exactly how the script goes, but that's the gist of this character. He's like talking to the dog in this shot I'm working on now. He's like, this would be better if none of this ever happened. And the dog is like, all right, well, it's your call. And then he's like, yeah, don't sign anything over the intercom. So like, yeah, that's the gist of the plot. Like this guy, this Fennec Fox, is about to be elected president of the Earth, and they're they're not happy about the idea of there being like a national security breach this early into his term. National, it's like planetary. It's like a whole planet, because like presumably all of the nations of Corneria have come together as one government, and even have like a sort of like an alliance with some of the other planets. I feel like the implication in Star Fox was that Corneria is like Earth and Venom is like Jupiter, right? It's like almost completely uninhabited. It's like in the last episode, they showed how Andros was the new premier, which is like the prime minister of Venom. And this is what's going on over on the other side of the Lilith system. I almost said the universe because it's like the fictional universe. Although I think the universe goes even further. Yeah, I haven't had a practice drawing this guy, but it doesn't look too complicated. It looks like almost down to like, nearly the same formula as the other characters. He's got a muzzle, he's got a nose, which I can sort of I'm a little better at drawing this kind of thing. This is just so like it's just like so new to me, drawing noses like that. He said don't bother with the glasses, they're already in between. Yeah. I already did set shortcuts, I'm just not using them yet. Let me, it's 1:04. Let me see how long it takes to get this drawing done. Alright, I'm on the right layer. Auto merge is on. No, it's not. Huh. Oh, I didn't do save preferences! Wah, wah, wah. Alright, well. Now I have to remember to do that shit. I set 2 new hotkeys. I have to go to 7, and then that one's still set. Huh. All right, well that's set. Now I can just hit save preferences. But there is another one that I want to set too. I had 6 toggles, this thing. That's better. He gets the message. That's what he understands. Joe, I have a question. How did you become a voice actor? How did I become a voice actor? I mean, I didn't even really think of myself as a voice actor. And I'm doing a voice in this, but that's because I'll do voices for a friend. You know, that's kind of my deal. I don't really do voices for too many people. I haven't really done this kind of work in a while. Like doing like cleanup animation. This is the closest thing to working on the Venture Brothers, I think. It's like I applied for a job at World Leaders, I think. Maybe it was Titmouse. It was a long time ago. I forget who was making the Venture Brothers, but I didn't hear back. That was, you know, this is like 15, almost 20 years ago now. But like now it kind of feels like I'm like I never really did the kind of work that job would have had me do. But this is what that would have felt like, because you know, after that I kind of developed my own style that was like stuff that's like a little bit more simple than these kind of characters, like these kind of anatomically correct characters. And also with thin lines. I always did the like thick outlines. But like what I'm saying is I would have been disciplined to work on that, and I didn't become disciplined. Not in that way, at least. But now I can. Now I can have this discipline. It really does take a ridiculous amount of patience to do grease pencil stuff. And I do feel like I can't really work on my next thing until I've evolved a little. And I feel like using a new program is like starting from the beginning. Like kind of painful when you're in your mid to late 30s like I am. But that's also what I always want. I always want everything to be difficult for me, because then it's just like all earned and people don't even know it, but they can still like get a sense of it. When something really takes like like colossal amount of work, and it's like all worth it. It's like that's the best kind of project. I always kind of cheaped out, but I want to get good and make things from a get good perspective. Well, also just like I get super depressed when I feel like I've lost the meaning in what I'm working on. But like it's not really difficult for a Fox in Space. You know, it's like it's made with like the same intention throughout. Like it's a good drinking coffee while reflecting on life music from Earthbound. Oh, it's even got the text. It's really small though. But yeah, like when it was like Dog of Wisdom 2, I was at such a low point, but like the meaning was so powerful that I just like completely burned through that time of my life. I was lit up like a sun, and like just made like $10,000 from that video because it was so good, and it saved me. Like I'll always think of that as what its real purpose was to rescue me from my situation. And it had so much meaning to me. And it was all about that. It was all about meaning. It was about the reference to the man's search for meaning. And nobody had to know that. I did a good video. I did a good video and I'm a good boy. I did a video and I was good. I was nice now. I'm nice now. Everybody likes me now. You have to think I'm good. That's not too bad. What, did that take 10 minutes? That was 10 minutes that I said I'll time myself. Just, you know, little spikies. Keep those spikies semi-consistent. I feel like out of everything that can pop and flash, the spikies kind of get the most leeway. Although I try to keep them in a sort of like a sort of like controlled chaos. You know, like if the spikies look like they're dancing around like that, that might be kind of fun. Even if I wouldn't want that elsewhere. Usually don't want things to dance. Like if the pupil dances, then it looks weird. I'm finally like about as fast at Grease Pencil as I am at Flash. But there's still so much to like learn and to get used to about Blender. I'm not even sure. I want like a what do I want? I want like a smooth or like a simplify. How do I simplify? I don't even know how to do that. There's a tool for it, right? Well, he showed me how to do it. It's like select them and simplify it, but he said he would do that, so I won't bother with it yet. But I do want to I saw him demonstrate, but like I want to what's the word? Practice, because I don't want big files for my own work. I want to have little bitty files. Flash files are pretty small, but they can get big, and the program is not designed to take on big files because it's a 32-bit program, and it's from 2005. Cat. Yeah. I'm cute. Cute. The line thickness stays the same, so you don't even have to like scale it like uniformly or non-uniformly. You can just scale it uniformly. Boom. Joe really went full furry in the end. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think the work Fred does is not like, it's not stereotypical furry stuff. It's not like My Little Pony like. I think it's, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that. Just that like I like the work he does. I don't think there's anything like off-putting about it being furry. I didn't even notice at first. And there's actually a lot of furry artists who do amazing work. It's just, you know, there's like an idea of what they do, and then you see what they actually do, and it's completely different. Like most of the furries I know are just like IT dorks. The Dorcases that run everything. Yeah, all of the paints are right here. So convenient. Alright, I guess. What about Marvin's nose? Is it the same as his tongue color? It's that time again. It's time to get good. You gotta just like have this like it's not even difficult. It just takes so much patience. It takes a lot of discipline. I think that's maybe the hardest thing about learning grease pencil is not even the difference with like, you know, between drawing lines here and in another program. It's just like the level of accuracy you need to have to fill these lines. I mean, you know, here's one of the going on. There's always something with you, grease pencil. Aha, I'm on the wrong layer. That's it. That might be filled already. I mean, there's a few things that scared me back to Flash a bunch of times. Like, even just that, like, every line is its own line, and you can't, like, squish them together and make one big blob of vector line like you can in Flash. Yeah, even this isn't. Because, like, look, that counts as a gap. Like 1/1000th of a meter. That counts as a gap. I think that one's closed. I can actually tell which ones are closed now. Almost. Yeah, definitely on the layer. It's just you just gotta zoom in and check. Do I have layers faded or something? Silly. Uh, there we go. Now we're cooking. Okay, those all work. All of these are filled. Can you tell? Fred drew that. I drew that. Is it pretty good, I think. Although, let me try and get this for a little bit better. I like this. I like this side of Joe. Used to seeing you slave away in Flash. Yeah, it's almost the same, but definitely a lot more tools like that and that, like that and that, and this. Using them one at a time, one by one rather. One, I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide. Just like the smoothing lines in Flash. Yeah, except now I'm not going like, I'm not like making a ding every 3 seconds. Like here, this is what it sounds like in Flash, like every 3 seconds. Audio. The shortcut again. I already forgot because I haven't been using Flash as much. I already forget all the shortcuts I set. Control Alt Shift C. I mean, that's the old shortcut. I thought I made a new one. Did you hear that? It was kind of quiet, but anyway. Doing that shit constantly. For just getting into animation as a beginner, would you recommend Blender over Flash? Yeah, probably. If you're trying to get into animation, well, Blender is complicated. Flash is simple. So I suppose as a beginner, you'd probably be better with Flash, but it's also, there's probably more tutorials on Blender. That is a tough one. For sure not Blender. I do kind of think that Grease Pencil is like hard mode, but I don't know. If you're a beginner, maybe you got into it now, it would be easy later. Yeah, I still need to do work on this. So, not so good. Not a nice. I am back. Hello. Welcome. I fix. Oh no, women don't like it of me. I fix. I have a dozen red roses. Hi, doggy. All right, that's a little better, but to lift it a little bit. About the model. Model has it in all the way like that. I guess that looks correct. That looks like it now. Okay, I think that's more like that. That's good. Oh, right. She said that he didn't talk, so not worry about the mouths. I see. This is a different layer. I have no meowth, and I must scream. I must meow. I must mounge. Fernandez. Fernandez. Tactical workflow banana. Yeah. A very important banana. Alright, how many frames do I have to animate? Just like the amount of bananas I've got. A bunch. I need a banana. Give me the banana. Get to watch me work and pick my nose. Need a banana. Look at this mug. He looks just like the character. Mr. Meow. How does this pupil look? Ah, best place for the pupil. Here, here. It actually looks alright. I'm sure he animates those on the model, right? Well, I don't know. That could just be like a small thing that's not worth actually animating. Although I think he does. Maybe not for this shot. Anyway, was Gus from Mission Hill say? Stop fussing. All right, that is the first. Just add keys all over here. Want the onion? The onion. Oh yeah, I should probably delete those just so I can flip easily. That. Huh. Okay, that is the model. Do I have the model selected? I have had paint layer on too. Maybe this would be better as interpolated? Well, maybe I can interpolate the one I drew, the one that goes here. Guess I can do a test. The muzzle. I do. Do I actually? Oh, it's because the mouth also has its own. Okay, it was on mouth. Oh, I see. So he makes it so the mouth is not, it's not separated as line and fill layers. It's just pieces. So that needs, it's, right, there we go. Yeah, that changes too much. This to that. Okay, up until this spike, it looks fine. Is this a Star Fox animation by chance? Yeah, this is Frederick Fox, A Fox in Space made this. And I'm doing some of the in-betweens. But yeah, this is a Star Fox animation that he's been working on since like 2010 or something. It's like gone through many different forms, but in 2017 episode 1 came out, and it was like, wow, this is so good. It's like A Fox in Space came out and it's good. It's like I'd only really heard of it a little bit before that, like years and years before that. And then like you know, all I knew was that it was a Star Fox cartoon. But then when I saw it, I instantly got what it was all about. It's like a Star Fox cartoon done in like a kind of like a 1970s style, and it's like, you know, it reminds you of like the golden age of film, or you know, whatever the age of film that was, when sci-fi was really taking off in like the early 80s. So yeah, like that hooked me immediately, that it's like, it's not your average video game parody cartoon. It's like, in some ways takes it more seriously, and it's like that, even that's kind of funny, but it's also just like really good. It's a good show, and it has to be done. It has to be done. Like, when he started, it was a lot of work, and you know that never changes. when you're an animator, the amount of work really only just like stays the same. There's like you know how there's like laws of computing and laws of robotics. There's like some law of rendering, that like rendering time, as technology improves, rendering time stays the same, because we're always trying to render something more advanced. So like, if you spent like an hour to 24 hours per frame on Toy Story, you'd probably have them saying the same thing about the newest Toy Story, because they're trying more like skin particles or what the fuck ever. It's always something to make rendering time more complex, so that it ends up taking the same amount of time. I feel like animation is also a little like that, where maybe it's easier to do one thing now, but you have to try something else now. What's going on with the eyes? Did I put the eyes on their own layer? Did Red draw those eyes? Okay, they're on the eye layer. So I think what we're gonna do is just not use that. Unless I want to do something with the eyes. Like, unless I want to interpolate those eyes. I can't interpolate both of them though. I would have to like wait till this eye is gone and then interpolate one of them. Working on this since 2010 is insane. The amount of thought that's had to go into this is insane. How does the series go in depth into Star Fox lore? I'm not sure, because I don't know my Star Fox lore that well. I think it's not, it's like a mixture between stuff that was done in the games, the comic, and you know, any other material like crossovers like Smash Brothers. And also I think it's a lot of it is just like what Fred believes. There's a lot of lore. It's like a lot of history, and like, you know, it doesn't always align with like the plot of the games, but it's still cool. Like you know, they never give Slippy a stutter, but he's got a stutter in this, and it like, you know, makes him even more sympathetic than before. But it also makes him a frustrating person to talk to. It's like when you're playing Star Fox, Slippy is kind of like the lowest level of the AI on your team. I think he's like all they had room for on the cartridge. But like he always needs you to save him. And in A Fox in Space, he's like the one that knows computers, and he's the one that figures out the answer but can't say it because he's got a stutter too bad. But yeah, I didn't make it. So I'm not going to be able to answer every question about it. I don't know the full extent of the influences, intentions, outcomes, etc. But I do like what he's done a lot. It's like I didn't even know I wanted a Star Fox cartoon until he just made it. Okay, that's wrong. I don't know what layer the hell put that on. Oh, it's right here. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's better. He moves like 1/1000th of an inch. I shouldn't have had to redraw this, but I doed it. Yeah, let's do some shortcuts. Control insert. Control home. Alright, well, that's fine. Makes it so I can select it like there. Like I want to change it back to strokes. That again. Maybe I should make this one, get rid of this one, and make this one. Control insert. See. Just upon frustrating me. Anyway. That's that. This chip on itself. Did not care for Star Fox. It insists upon itself. I have a shout out. I'm trying to be like you. Well, I don't do that. I don't go into people's chats and ask for a shout out. In fact, I kind of like to keep a low profile as much as I can and have my art speak for me. If you can do that, you can be like me. I don't do shout outs for other people either. Alright, maybe I should actually copy and paste this muzzle. Onto the mouth layer. Already selected. Alright. Kill. There we go. So now I can give like this, make it make this motion tween, right? Now. Can't I Illuminator? There it is. Star Fox is shallow and pedantic, Lois. I mean, I also don't give a shit about The Godfather. It's like Delgo. It's like, I've tried to watch it. I've tried. It's bad like Delgo, the worst bomb of a movie in history. I'm saying this as blood pours into the panic room that I'm drowning in. Drowning already because there's not enough oxygen because I keep talking. I'd rather die this way than let some stupid criminals get their way. Did not care for The Godfather. It's basically Delgo, the live action movie. No, like, I can tell that there's effort put into it. That's not good enough. So does Delgo. How about a movie that hooks you and doesn't let go, like Goodfellas? I mean, I'm sure I'm missing out on The Godfather because I'm not really paying attention, but like, how about just leave us alone? I liked Mouse Hunt. No, what does he say? I liked The Money Pit. And Lois is like, I know you did. I like Mouse Hunt. I would watch Mouse Hunt right now. The Godfather, eh. Like, I'm like Larry David about The Godfather. So, eh. I don't get it. What am I missing? I'm like looking at my phone the whole time thinking about Goodfellas scenes. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't like it. But like the The Sopranos did the best fucking thing about that. They had the main character hate Goodfellas, and you don't even realize why at first. I want to watch Phyla Goes West again. For whatever reason, as dumb as that seems. So how do you get over self-doubt in your art? Well, don't compare yourself to other artists, because there is no comparison. Everybody who decided to be an artist decided to be an artist for themselves. And I know that with like the rise of art jobs, we've kind of like been forced to like see ourselves as like a like an equally valuable artist worker. You know, like anybody can learn to draw like in the Disney style, but that doesn't make you really an artist. To be an artist, you really have to make your own art. And everybody's art is different. Nobody will ever come up with the same exact art as someone else. You know, even the rip-offs will get something wrong about it, making it more original. To get over self-doubt, I would say you must understand the uniqueness of your own art. And I think that is true for everyone, but it's hard not to compare yourself to other artists. They, you know, you may be envious of their skill, their popularity, their money, the amount of likes they get online. These things are not even theirs, though. They have no control over it. The amount of money I get, yeah, I'll accept every penny, but I don't really have the utmost control over how well my shit is received by others. And, you know, I think, you know, maybe because I know how unique what I do is, but like nobody's more unique than anyone else. Everyone is just the same amount of unique. It's like everyone is the same amount of equal. I do look at other artists with envy sometimes. It's like, why don't I have what they have? Why can't I do what they have? But I mean, I can do what Fred does a little. I can draw a little bit like him if I have the discipline. It's really just that's the only thing he has that I need to get from him by like leeching off of him. No, I'm not leeching off of him. I feel like we're doing each other a big favor, and that's how I usually work with other artists. I you know, when it's Danielle directing, I will do what she wants me to do. When I'm directing, she'll do what I want, and I feel like you need to have as much reverence for your own work as somebody else's, maybe. But also you can look at them critically. You can look at yourself critically. That's fine. I feel like it is a challenge usually to make something good, and a lot of the time you'll feel like you're not good enough, and that you have to push yourself until you can say that you're confident you can do it. For me, it's been trying to get back into actual drawing and inking and making stuff that looks acceptable when compared to the work of another artist. It's just skill though, and skill doesn't make you good. It's something I want, and it will make my art better, but you can have all the skill in the world and it won't make your art any more like unique than it was before. I think you just need to understand the uniqueness of your art, and also appreciate the amount of work you did, even if you did it without the skill. Anyway, it's my spiel. I need to stop with the comparisons and just try to improve. Yeah, if you think that there is something to be desired, you must be kind to yourself and very respectfully embark on that. Don't say like something is wrong or bad about what I am because I didn't do that before. That's just wasting more time because it's just regret. But yeah, like you don't need to worry about that either. That's also just wasting more time. It's like, you know, I think every piece of art is a gift, especially to people who don't know how to make art themselves. So like, people are actually thinking more about that, I think, than anything you're worried about. They're worried about like, when's the next one? They're not worried about why isn't he as good as this other guy. And watch out for people who will try to create competition where it's not really valid. Because I don't think cartoons are a contest, but the way a lot of animated shows are made, they are pitted against each other. And I feel like the competitiveness of like the creator types has fucked up a lot of animation, in my opinion. Of course, I do believe everyone deserves the chance to be an author at some point. But that's what we have instead is like someone who gets to be the author every time, and people who never get to be the author. And it's like, get to the point where you're like, why is this author not as good anymore? Well, probably because they used all their best ideas, and now we're just expecting them to repeat that somehow. Like George Lucas or something. Like, George Lucas is kind of an idiot and kind of a genius. He's like, he's like the way he imagines things is great, but everything he imagines is also too vague. It's way too abstract. That's the kind of thing that, you know, maybe they should give Neuralink to George Lucas and just like let us peer into the kaleidoscope of his mind. That would be cool. Did they ever do Neuralink in Star Wars? Did he come up with that? That shit is freaky though. Like, I wonder how much like malpractice is gonna happen before it has any actual use. Oh boy. I shouldn't edit that, huh? These are copies? This frame are copies, yeah. Bring back Dog of Wisdom. Well, you know, I know you won't believe me, but I'm telling you, I can't. If I could just like make a Dog of Wisdom every single month, I would, but that's just not how the wisdom works. It has to be bound. Then the dog shall rise again. Got to find the wisdom. There we go. Meow. This is Mr. Wolf and Mr. Meow. Do Secret Service agents have code names of their own? Yeah, I wonder what their code names are for everything. This is a Fox in Space stuff. Yep, this is for a Fox in Space. For a Fox in Space, man. You know the thing. Oh wow, he even has fur drawn on this part that you don't even see. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't gonna use the layers, but maybe I will for everything but this last frame. Alright, I could even move this stuff to the other layer. Got to paint that. Oh, is that where I need to put that here? Maybe. It doesn't look like it's perfectly accurate. The ears move, so it's... Well, no, he would have moved the ears if he needed them to. Well, that's a minor thing. That's not... concern right now. Oh, it's like... Is it's like slightly the back of his head. Did I do the perspective all wrong? They're not in camera. Oh. Fuck the goose. I had the camera wrong. Let's find out. You can tell. Whoops, I deleted it. You can tell if you messed something up because the strokes will be like floating around. I might not have actually made any strokes. I think it's fine. Fine. It's literally fine. There's this TikTok. This woman is just like on a yacht. She's like so drunk. Like so fucking drunk. And a voice that's like recording the video is like, she's fine. No, we're not going home. She's literally fine. And then the drunk lady just like jumps off the boat and doesn't come up. Maybe I saved that. She's fine. She's literally fine. Oh man. You gotta save all these videos before they just disappear. Ow.
I love looking at pictures of people working.
Anyway, this has been fruitless. Let me get back to work. That's you folks, like Quasi from the episode, I don't know, Quasi by Sally Cruikshank. Like a guy, he looks like Kamek from Mario. Like yeah. How much can I make? Can I stretch this out? I guess maybe this frame right here is the absolute limit. Maybe paint that. Oh right, so on the mouth layer, it's like the fills are in. Right? Like the fills and lines are on the same layer. Oh brother. If that's the case, then like that sounds like I might use that for everything on my video. But I don't know how many things you can tween in one interpolate. Well, he did the teeth. He does that trick with the teeth where he squishes the teeth on one frame and then interpolates them. So then you would be able to do multiple objects normally tweening on their own without mushing into each other or inverting or anything weird, which is kind of cool. On one hand, you need more layers, but on the other hand, that's even less layers than you we would normally need. Oh, wait, no. Where's the gap? Or maybe he didn't use the fill. Maybe you can't use the paint bucket. Yo, remember me? I'm the dude who's making Dog of Wisdom horror game in Roblox. It's in the works right now. Good. Good to know. Am I the wrong layer? It's probably because I keep using the shortcut, but then it like brings me to the wrong layer. Okay, now it should work, right? Oh. I don't know. I guess you just like go around the entire line like a train. Chugga 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 chugga. Ah, maybe that's it. I feel like George Lucas is a genius, but you can't just recreate lightning in a bottle or force creativity, which is why episode 1 was shit in some aspects. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Yeah, here, let me find a video about him. It's like, if you look at this with the perspective we have now, then maybe you can already find what's wrong. Man, I think I know what's wrong. Hang on. Okay, here's George Lucas.
Go that way. This is the 1st of November, 1994. Today is my first day of writing.
This house looks so beautiful. I want to live here.
My kids to school this morning.
It like goes into this little sunlit office.
I got no sleep whatsoever. This is my life. This is the hole I live in. A cave I hired.
I'm so jealous of that house. Look at where he. This is where he sits. This is where he plays with his Star Wars toys and just comes up with things. with his Ticonderoga pencils in 1994.
All I need is an idea.
I feel like that's a bad sign. All he needs is an idea. Like, I thought maybe you were inspired.
I don't know, 15
I think he's just like
early part was
trying to find
these
form for his thoughts.
films that were made. I had to sort of figure out who everybody was, where they came from, how they got to be where they were, and what the.
So he basically wrote like the Silmarillion
There
for
is
Star
something
Wars,
inherent in it.
which is
There's
not
portrayal
in.
of things like that.
It's not actually really a work.
A
It's
lot
more
of
of just like
story and the intricate
Brundis.
hasn't really been done at all. This book was put together when I was actually I was writing. I think I wrote graffiti in this book actually. I wrote graffiti and all the stuff.
Oh, so he's been using this book for like decades at this point.
It's great to be able to sit by myself and just be able to do this. It's like a real luxury actually. And
Yeah, that's a bad sign, I think.
feel a lot of pressure. It's kind of
Although I don't know, like maybe working should be fun, but not a luxury. Like maybe it should still feel like work. He has a book on authority and telling lies. He has, let's say, something customs and savage myths. Landscaping and Berlow? Philanthropy. Oh no, philosophy. He's got a folk literature,
research, which I love to do, and I'm
mythology. He's got like a Tuscan Raider mug.
getting a chance to.
Looking at George's books. They showed his library for like a second. It's like this is such a beautiful place for him to live, but it's like this is like after the fact. This is after Star Wars was already a massive success. So like it was all downhill.
I have beautiful pristine yellow.
I mean, I don't know. I still think George was the only person who should have made Star Wars movies, even if they were bad. And everybody else who wants to be like him, they can just be like themselves. This is a problem. This is what's causing all this shit. Is because we're constantly faced with this crap. This like, you know, we bring back Star Wars, but without the weird guy. And it's like, how can we do him without getting him? It's like, isn't that kind of perverse? Shouldn't you be making your own space dramas at this point without it being even attached to Star Wars? Because Star Wars did that. It's not even attached to he didn't even get the rights to Flash Gordon. Anyway, let's listen to this a little more.
But I've always been sort of at the limit of what is possible.
Yeah.
in
Look, a
terms of
cute
how
egg.
Things have advanced.
Wait,
so
you
far
can't
in the
see
last 20 years in terms of your ability to portray things on the screen that were just literally impossible before. I think about scenes all the time, and you know they come in a mosaic, and then eventually all the pieces come together. And then
Hey, Stimpy.
ones, and then I have to sort of sit down and really work hard to get from
Stimpy.
point A to point B. My oldest daughter was born during Jedi. Since then, I slowed down quite a bit, and I focused more on my family. This is going to be the first time I go back and try to do a movie of this scale with this much intensity.
So now that his family is dead, he gets to make Star Wars
It
again.
ends up with a couple thousand people working together in a very, very intense, emotional, creative way.
There's
pull it off.
like a cartoon where,
It goes from
what was it again? It was like
the producers to
it was like a post-apocalyptic cartoon.
ILM.
Someone does like the most hysterical George Lucas impression.
Thing that I can sit here and do and say, wouldn't it be great if? And then pounding that into reality takes a huge amount of effort.
So yeah, he knows it's a huge amount of effort, but I feel like he's also used to letting somebody else do it for him. Yeah, see, that's where his job ends. Not that I think George should do more. Well, no, I think the problem was that he did too much. He directed Phantom Menace, and he made a lot of questionable decisions. George made a lot of questionable decisions. That's when you start playing the minor version. Da, 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 da. George made questionable decisions on his movie that was his to ruin. It was his to ruin. It was his movie, Mr. Krabs. No, I do believe that. I think Disney's ruining of it was even worse. And it was weird because it started off so normal. And then it started to resemble Star Wars for real, but not in the good way. Let me go back to my music. Yes, I know, buddy. Why don't you give me a minute, pal? That's what I thought. What the hell are you doing here, goof? This is wildly inappropriate. Well, since you're here, you mind giving me a hand? Pal. Give me 1 minute, I have to help my cat. I have to take care of him. Yeah, I took care of him, boss. Yeah, I didn't even really do anything. He just likes a little company when he eats. Cute. He's allowed because it's cute. You. We participated in a genocide, Pete. Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Just like with your wife dying. Remember? What are you gonna do? Then you can do. Except remember. Is it worth learning Flash today? I know it's dead or whatever, but I'm still interested. Well, you know how I was saying before that you shouldn't compare yourselves to other artists. I think, you know, using Flash is pretty based. it's a based thing to do. I think it sounds a little crazy, but you are you. You must do what your calling is. You must take it to the place. You must motion tween it or shape tween it if that is what you need for your project. What is your vision? Is your vision learning Flash? Would learning Flash be cool? Then I fully support it. Depends on you. Depends on your needs. It's you. You don't have the balls to grill me. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably not recommended if you're gonna work with other artists. I would probably tell you if you're like gonna take like a class, maybe you should go with Blender because Flash is dwindling. I did teach a class where I taught how to use Flash, but then my job disappeared, so I don't know if there's a whole lot of demand for that. But if you don't care about demand, then go for it. But if you want a program that actually updates, then Blender is probably what you want. It costs nothing. You don't even have to spend a minute installing it because it's just there. And if you don't like something about it, you can tell them and they might fix it. Them, the people who don't even get paid. That's pretty cool. That might even be based. Might even be zaced. Flash doesn't have this. All I'm doing is holding down shift and it does automatic lazy Nezumi. Before, you'd have to download lazy Nezumi just to do that. But in Grease Pencil, you don't even need that. Easy and peasy. There are things about Grease Pencil that are not easy or peasy. You know what? Sure. If you're starting out, I would say get into Flash. But just know there's no support for Flash. I mean, there's the new version of Animate, but I would not recommend you subscribe to Adobe just to get the newest version of Flash, which is a program that has barely changed since 1996 or something. It's like the version I have is open right now is not even called Adobe Flash or Adobe anything. Like, Adobe didn't make it. You didn't make it! They just bought it. They just chiseled it. It's a stone Luigi. You are not the guy. I had a guy, now I don't. You're not capable of being the guy. Oh, brother, I didn't even have auto merge on. Fuck my life. Now it's doing stupid shit I hate. But yeah, I can't tell you what you use. There are people who make animations on iPad. There are people who make animations with Legos. You can use anything there's no right answer. In fact, most of them are probably wrong. Shit. All this stuff needs to go on different layers. When you finish this, how do you animate the talking? Well, I haven't actually done the talking on a Fox in Space. That is something that I've been told not to worry about. I think adding the audio for the audio reference would make the files a lot bigger, so for now I'm just not worrying about that. But I've seen how he does it. It does not look easy. There's a lot of layers, like you have a character's head, right? So like every single thing is like different, is on different layers. Like the head, the eyes, the mouth, like the muzzle with the muzzle, like the mouth layer has like the muzzle, the nose on it. And then when the character's mouth is open, it's actually gonna like be open, like you're gonna see through that, and behind that is gonna be the teeth, which look like this on their own layer, and you know, bottom teeth are also on their own layer, and like the inside of the mouth and the tongue and all that. And then when this part moves, like the muzzle, the teeth stay in place. Hey, why are you attacking me? Cute. So it's like, it's a lot of stuff to it's a lot of stuff, like there's a mask for the mouth. There's I don't even know how many layers it is in total, but so far I have not tried it. I have not tried doing lip sync with these characters. But if I get any final audio, that's, you know, that's something I can do. That's something I do already. I'm pretty good at making lip sync animation. A parody would be nice instead of the over exploitation of Dog of Wisdom. Well, yeah. I get the idea that it's popular, but even I don't fully understand what makes it so beloved. So if I were to like pretend I understood that, people would probably be annoyed, right? Like, hey, it's me. How'd you do, fellow kids? Remember your child? It's me, the maker of your child. I'm your mom. Cute. Where were we? Oh yeah. Buy my merch, or else you didn't have a child. It was a good show. And when you finish this, how you? Oh yeah, I already read that. So you were asking how is it done? It is yeah, like you scrub through it and the character sounds like and like you go back and forth, it's like and it's like you animate the and then you animate the and then you animate the and then you take the b and the g, and you copy them in the timeline down here to all the other b's and g's and so on and so forth. And you do that for like 4 hours until it's finished. You know, mildly tweaking every single one of them so they have a little bit of uniqueness. It looks good, the stuff he's done. I haven't done any, by the way. Just reiterating, I have not done any of it myself. But my lip sync also looks pretty good, I think. Even if it's like really crappy drawings, I always try to get the like the timing perfectly good. Oh, I see. I see how he did it. It was like this one and this is not one big filled area. So should I do the muzzle on the line layer? I think that may be the idea. I don't think so. All right, let's try. No, not that. That. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. All right, so I also don't want this here. Let me transport that. Alright, so now oh wait, it's not on a different layer yet. Oh yeah, you can just do that. That's easier. Just do that next time. Just delete one point without having to do all this stupid crapola with like making fake strokes and then getting rid of them. Like, yeah, there's even more crubdus that I need to destroy all. There we go. If I deleted it, why is it still selecting something? Not anymore. About this line, is that's already on the right layer. Okay. All that. And then paste that here. In edit mode. Reddit mode. Alright. Now wanna move this thing as much as I can. First, let me that eye. How exaggerated it is when you go all the way out of the camera frame. This is like a JoJo pan. What about the pupil? Is that also drawn? No. Alright, back to this layer. And I wanted to take this. I think here is the absolute limit. So, I don't know, can I do this too? Like, crunch that in. Also, that like that. I need to move everything so it's all the way over there. Cat. I need a shortcut for 3D models. Texture, object, X-ray. Right here. What is the shortcut for X-ray? I don't even know it. I don't even know the shortcut for preferences. Okay, X. Oh, it's quote. So this. Easy. Oops. Renamed something. How did I even do that? Alright. Name is back to normal. Yeah, so it's a tough question. Which should I learn? That's up to you, but I think, you know, the other question, is it worth learning Flash? I think so. If Flash is worth something to you, then you can use Flash and it can be kind of normal. You know, you're not like necessarily looking for attention for that. You're not saying, "Oh, this makes me so quirky." But it's just like a natural part of your workflow. It you feel like you are doing something right working in Flash. If it doesn't feel right, then yeah, you ought to get out. Oh no. I hope that doesn't cause issues. That's not right. Selecting all that stuff. Okay, put that on this layer. Do I have more than one layer unlocked? Oh, they're all unlocked. Okay, that's more like Step 2. Type sinusoidal. Ease in and out. Yeah, that's Crundicle. That's like exactly what Flash does. I guess because I might have changed like a little too much. Maybe I accidentally deleted some lines without meaning to. Well, either way, you know, I'd probably just do it manually, right? Using what I've already done as a starting point. This is the end one, so there's the middle one. That would be this one. Tray. This is the music that plays after Heidi's been fed and she's looking for more. Heidi, the dog of wisdom, so silly. She's so funny. She's so serious though. Like she's serious. And a dog. That's funny. I feel like that's one of the things I really love about A Fox in Space is that they're all these serious looking animals. And an animal will take itself more seriously than you do, than you take it. So hard to take those cute faces seriously. Heidi is like a doe. Doe a deer. Heidi mentioned. Yeah. We love Heidi. A little nutty. Yeah, it's like almost like his nostrils, almost said nipples. His nostrils are flared a little bit. Well, it's barely noticeable, but now I wonder, will it allow me to interpolate these ones? Okay, I think that worked. That was much better. And then this frame I can just copy to the one before it. Manually mess that one up to look more like... Oh right, it's not the right layer. No, that's not the issue. The problem. The purple demand it. There we go. Oh. What am I doing? Bugs Bunny. What am I doing? I love Bugs Bunny. What a great character. He's got the best catchphrase.
What's this? A joint?
Rocks in space. You know the thing, man. I love Bugs Bunny in a dress. I know, right? Who doesn't? Elmer Fudd does. Oh no, I screwed the wabbit again. I was drunk. I wavished the wabbit in my sweep. Except it's not really funny. Oh, I see. Have every layer unlocked as I'm doing this. How about I take a little break? See how good this looks so far. Quite a bit of a pop at the end there. Did I draw this nose? I did, I think. Yeah, this is all my drawing. Except for this part, the glasses. And body, of course. Hey, Stimpy. You stinky. What happened to the Elmer Fudd Trump cartoon? Oh yeah, maybe I should start up that again, but use grease pencil. Relationship over with Macromedia Flash. Now Blender and grease pencil are my bitch boys. Yeah, they're not even paid. Well, neither was Flash. Flash doesn't exist, so it doesn't cost anything. It's like Twitter. It's like Twitter doesn't even exist anymore. There is no such website as Twitter, yet everyone's on it. I would love it if my computer illiterate uncle asked me to explain Twitter to him. Because he is genuinely very interested, but there's no way he could fully understand. Okay, so that nose and that nose and all of these noses are not proper perspective. He's a cat, so He probably has one of the smallest noses in this whole show. There aren't too many cats in A Fox in Space, are there? There was the there's the cat woman in the last one. She's like a lynx, I think. There's Panther. And then there's this dude. His name is just Marvin. I'm not sure what his last name is. Oh. Did I put that on a different layer. Okay, so then I should put this on a different layer too. And yeah, this nose is all the way up. I need to move it all the way down. Sleepy Joe wasn't paying attention. He moved the nose all the way up. We're gonna move it all the way down. It's gonna be a big, beautiful nose. God. Like, do that joke to my fucking grave. We're gonna wipe our ass with the Constitution, so it's good for something. Makes a very absorbent ass rag. And let me tell you, the likes of which we've never seen before. God, I hope CEO types are going extinct. I'm so sick of like the way they talk. And let me tell you, and I'll tell you something else. It's like, go extinct. Nobody wants that anymore. Nobody's needed that. Like, we need a guy who doesn't know fucking anything to try and explain everything. That's what that type of speak is. Big, very nice. Very nice, big and beautiful. I took a shit, it was big and beautiful. We're gonna build a wall, it'll be big and beautiful like one of my shits. Even my shits are made of gold. It's like, this is like the minorest head turn you can do, this like teeny little ease, but I love shit like this so much. I feel like this is something that I like to animate, just like something moving that much. Well, actually, like that's something I feel like I love about A Fox in Space, is that like the character's motion is usually pretty small. Like there'll be details like a character blinking or looking away like an inch, which, you know, as you've seen from me doing this, even if a character moves their head a little bit, if it's a certain angle, you have to redraw the whole head. And it's like, yeah, it's worth it. I see how it's worth it. I see how it's worth it in episode 2, where like James is just like thinking for a few different animated shots. It's like, you know, maybe most animators put so much work into just the character thinking and saying nothing, but I get it. I get it. And I wish I could do more of that in my shit. I feel like some of the best animation advice I ever got was very similar to that. What is the character feeling? You know, even if they're not saying it, what are they thinking? My god, I wish I could show it so bad, but there is a cartoon that is no longer on YouTube, presumably because it's you know too violent and sexual for YouTube. But I don't know, maybe the creator doesn't want to be associated with it, so I won't say who made it or the name of it. But I reference it on my Blue Sky. It's a great cartoon about a cowboy. And you can't find it unless you go to my website, which I archived it to. It's like crude drawings, but great animation, great just like emotion in every single drawing. Yes, Mecha? I already fed Mecha. I'm not sure what he wants. Be right back. Have you ever used Toon Boom? No, not really. I tried, but gave up like immediately. Might have more to do with not wanting to leave my comfort zone though, because there are programs like Blender and Lightwave and Maya, which I also didn't want to learn, and eventually I got used to them, and now I'm like, oh, it's my favorite. I miss Lightwave. Although, yeah, that was also kind of a little bit of a pain because you had to like open up two separate programs. But that was also kind of good in other ways, that like you keep your animation separate from your modeling. It was like a modeler and a scene maker. So you do all your animation in the like animation program and all the modeling and the one that doesn't have animation. Yeah, like this frame I could probably like, well, hang on. It actually looks alright. It's really just these last two frames that need work. Is Papas Gatito gonna continue? Yeah, I don't know when, but I have been writing down ideas for Papas Gatito all month, and yeah, it's been like a little over a month since I uploaded one, so I'm gonna make that eventually. It's like my focus is always shifting. I never spend too long on one thing. The longest I spend on one thing is like a year, 2 years, but lately I've been doing a lot of month-long things. There, that's better. Yeah. That's much. There we go. Yeah, it takes a lot of shortcuts. You have to do a lot of shortcuts when doing animation. I'm like I started a year ago and I'm still to as of like 30 seconds ago, I'm still setting shortcuts. Almost 40. I get to feel how Fred and Meredith feel. I like that. Bottle. Yeah, not like that. Barely rotating. No. Gotta align with that 3D model. Yeah, like that X-ray shortcut was there this whole time. I didn't even think to use it. But that's making this so much easier right now. I don't think I need that. That's it. About the mouth. Alright. Uh-oh. But yeah, I love to focus on the George Lucas thing because it is just the ultimate example of how we misunderstand genius. It's like in the Powerpuff Girls where the professor builds a giant robot that destroys the whole town while saving it. And the narrator is like, just because you're a genius doesn't mean you're a smart guy. I feel like that's possible, I think. I have a dumb genius. Like, possible. Could imagine something really good, and that makes you a genius, but not the same as being able to execute it. It's just everybody had faith that he'd be able to execute it, and they were disappointed. Mad. People were mad. Because they were wrong. Well, I saw that movie, but I wasn't a Star Wars fan, so I didn't have any expectation. For all I knew, every Star Wars movie was like this. It's supposed to be incomprehensible. But then I watched it again as an adult. I was like, wait a minute. This shit is incomprehensible. Is it bad on purpose? Okay, that's maybe a little too much tilting like that. That's better. Any amount. Oh, I gotta do something with those whiskers now. Oh yeah, also I didn't even do the head yet. That's its own thing. I'll probably go like this. Or let me fill it in first. Duh. Gotta give him his eyebrows. Or I guess I don't, because that stuff's on the eyes layer. Even the fills? Oh, shit. I think that the fills ought to be on the eyes layer, too. Or maybe not. Oh, right, the eyes have their own fill layer. That's it. I feel like by this frame, it's just the one eye. So maybe I can interpolate that. No! I didn't have merge on. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not supposed to be. Here. What you're making? This is... I'm working on In-Betweens for A Fox in Space by Frederick Fox. I would check out his work. It's pretty remarkable. Hmm. Do I have that color wrong on his eye? Alright, also his eyebrows put in. Thank you, Marcelo Blood. Why do I look like Pillar John from Pizza Tower? What are you talking about? I don't see it. I don't hear anything. I'm not exuding a sort of energy. A standing still energy. Standing still menacingly. Okay, that does look normal when out. Oh, brother. Yeah, I've been working on just this for 3 hours. Eat a kebab? That sounds delicious. What a kebab? Give me the kebab. I've given him those same fur spikes, but over there. I guess I need to translate them to that instead. Alright, let's do that. I like that. Yeah, that's probably good. Might only need like one. What about one big one? One big one, one little one. I like that. Yeah, I think maybe like that. And then this one would disappear because it's facing the camera. That's it. I mean, this is like the exact same thing. Too late, I'm already drawing it. Let's probably be faster. Just do this. I interpolate these 4 frames. It worked a little bit. Then it pops at the end. So just nudge it, I think. A bit of nudging will fix this. Okay, that's why. Oh, brother. Anyway, I'm starving. Better get out of here already. No, I haven't even crossed the halfway point with this file. But I need a break anyway. Marvin's doing alright. It's, got a big pop, but I know what I need to fix. I know what I need to fix, man. Fill out the survey. This is made tougher by the fact that multiple layers for these. Dance that eyebrow. Oh, I see. This is actually a little different. These are one stroke, and these are separate. Like, I need to do another one right there. God. I interpolated that. But I should have probably done one frame further. I suppose that's true. I could just do this and interpolate this one. I think I interpolated the... Oh, no, I didn't interpolate it yet. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to interpolate this. Maybe. Oh, brother. Yeah, I already knew some shit was gonna happen with that. Hmm. Should be like this guy you only refer to as Mr. Meow, and this guy you only refer to as Mr. Woof. And he's like, hey, why do I have to be Mr. Woof? Like, shut your yap, you Mr. Woof. Mr. Meow, you got any problems with that? Woof, no sir. Get back to where I was. Of course. It's always the adult selected thing I forget to turn off. I always think Blender is glitching out when it's working exactly as I programmed it to. Yeah, I made it. I created Blender. I mean, with how free Blender is, you might be able to claim that you made Blender and not even suffer any consequences. Okay, so this part is just that, not this part that connects. I love how the like Wario music always has like these like gentle moments like that. Like cutesy. I love how Wario is so influential. I was playing some Anton Blast on Thingus and reflecting on the fact that these games like Wario came out of Mario Land, which was like, it's still a Mario game, but it's like a very different idea about what makes a Mario game. Because it wasn't Miyamoto, it was the other guy, Yokoi, and that thread continues to be pulled to today with games like Pizza Tower and Anton Blast, where they're not just making a Mario game, they're making a Mario Land game. It's like, no offense to Miyamoto, because I do like his Marios, but like the fact that you can see completely separate take on it, and then that evolves into Wario to like sort of distinguish itself. I think that's something that goes kind of unnoticed. It doesn't go unnoticed by these guys, though, who keep making these games. They all realize that there was something unique about the Wario ones. Like, you feel differently about your hero. He's more complex than Mario. Still a lot to do on this head turn, but probably take a break. Okay, so how would I do that? I guess I could not draw the background ear. And then draw that in later after I've interpolated it. This is wrong this year, right? Yeah. That should be there on these frames, but not on that one. Yeah, look how weird it looks. I could probably just remove this easily, right? That's it. Alright, let me make some dinner. Thanks for coming to my stream. Anything else I want to do or say before I go? Yeah, I'll be back. Probably still working on this tomorrow. Have a good